Hello, so today I'm going to be doing the drugstore makeup tag, as you can probably tell from the title. So I'm going to get straight into it and start the questions. So number one is, what is your favourite drugstore makeup brand? So if I had to, like, in my head, it's Maybelline. But if you actually look through all my makeup, I have a lot of Rimmel stuff. So I think just because I seem to aim towards more buying Rimmel stuff, I'm going to go with Rimmel. Number two, what are your favourite face, cheek and lip products? Okie dokie. So my favourite face product, I had a hard time choosing because I was going to choose my Match Perfection foundation again, but I feel like I talk about that all the time and it's getting a bit boring. So I thought I'd pick something that I have actually shown before, and I think it was in my yearly favourites. But it's a firm favourite of mine and it's been with me for many years, and it is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I don't know what it is about this powder, but I just love it. It's not chalky, it's really easy to apply, and it's just fantastic really for powdering up those shiny areas. My favourite cheek products are, well, from the drugstore anyway, are these accessorised blushes. Again, I talk about these all the time. I have two of these. This one I use more than this one. This one's quite purpley, and it's a bit too strong for me, but excellent pigmentation. They are a little bit shimmery, which I'm not 100% in love with blushes. I tend to like my blushes quite matte, but yeah, I really like them, and they're really pigmented and they're not that expensive. I'm not 100% sure how much they are, but you can get them from Superdrug and they're fantastic, so I really love them. My favourite lip products are the Revlon lip butters. I have two of these. The other one I have, I can't remember what it's called. It is in a review video somewhere on my channel, but this one is Raspberry Pie, and this is my favourite lipstick of the year. I'd mentioned it in my yearly favourites, but I didn't have it on me, but this is what it looks like. But I love these products. They are fantastic for very dry lips, which I have, and yeah, the colour pigmentation is fantastic on them, and I just absolutely love the lip butters, so they're my favourite lip products. Number three, what is your least favourite product? My least favourite product would have to be, what have I done with it? Least favourite product is definitely the Bourjois eyeshadows. This one is the white one that I have. I actually threw this away and then went in the bin, got it out, because I thought this is the only product I really hate. So this one is just like a plain shimmer white colour, but I've had other Bourjois eyeshadows before. They're not the ones that come in the trios. The trio ones are actually really good, but the single eyeshadows like this, I find the pigmentation on them isn't that great, and just the payoff, it's just not very good payoff, and I was really disappointed with them because I had a little trio one, like browns and golds I think in it. I can't remember what the name of it is because it was a long time ago, but I used it every single day and I absolutely loved it. And then so I thought I'd get a single one, and I was just really disappointed. So yeah, these are the ones I'm most disappointed in, so they're my least favourite products. Number four, what is your best makeup bargain? Definitely, what have I done with them? Best makeup bargain has to be the MUA eye palettes. They are fantastic, excellent pigmentation. I have quite a few of these. This one is the Dusk Till Dawn one, and this one is the Heaven and Earth one. I think there's this one and the Undress palette. They're their two sort of neutral shaded palettes. And then there's a lot of sort of all the rest of them, I'd say, all the rest of the colours in the world. They have other palettes as well. These are just my two favourite ones that I use almost all the time. So I use this one for like going out and stuff because it has some really nice, really glittery dark blues and blacks, and just really nice colours to create smoky eye. And then you have your everyday palette as well. So these are £4 each, and the pigmentation on them is fantastic. Payoffs on them fantastic. They last well, they don't crease, and I just think they're really good value for money. So they are definitely my best bargain. What is your favourite underdog product? Something you love but always gets overlooked. I had to think about this because obviously if it always gets overlooked, I'm not going to remember it straight away because that would defeat the point of it being overlooked. But I found something that I use pretty much all the time, and I realised I have never ever mentioned it in any of my videos or to anyone. Actually, it's sort of like a secret product that I never ever talk about, but I don't know why, because I absolutely love it. But it's my Glam Eyes, this is Rimmel as well, Glam Eyes Professional Liquid Eyeliner from Rimmel, and I use this all the time and I've never spoken about it, and it's just so super easy to use. A lot of people don't like liquid eyeliners because they find them a bit fiddly, but actually I really like this one. It has a really teeny tiny brush, so you get a nice fine line and it's really easy to control. Every now and again I'll smudge and it'll get thicker and thicker and thicker, but on a whole I really like them, and I don't know whether they still sell them because I went in the other day to try and buy a new one and I couldn't find it in the shop, but I don't know whether that's just my shop. But yeah, if you can get hold of them, the Glam Eyes liquid eyeliners are really good. So yeah, my overlooked product. Number 6, a drugstore product that is overpriced. I don't have one particular product. This is more of a brand thing that's quite overpriced. So what it is the Look Beauty brand. They do some really amazing products, but the actual brand are so expensive. They're sort of like Revlon sort of max factor prices, and I just don't think they've established themselves enough to justify charging the prices that they do. What are your best drugstore dupes? So I have one with me, and then another one is just one that I know of. So the one that I have with me isn't an exact dupe, but it's pretty close. Like, if you really can't afford the higher end product, I definitely recommend getting this product. So it's a dupe for the NARS Orgasm Blush, which if I open it up looks like this. Now as you can see, it's quite pinky. And then the dupe I have for it is the Sleek blush in Rose Gold, and this one looks like this, so it's slightly darker and a bit more gold in it, but it has the same sort of shimmer of gold. It's a bit more, I'd say it was a bit more orangey than, oh yeah, it definitely looks a lot more orangey on the camera, but it's actually pretty close. I mean, this is the closest dupe I've ever found to the NARS Orgasm. I'd say if you wanted a blush with a nice gold shimmer, definitely try out the Rose Gold. You could always put a pink toned blush underneath, like a matte pink toned blush, and then put this on top, and it might be a little bit closer to this. But that's my sort of close to kind of dupe. My other one is the Undress palette by MUA, which I don't actually own, but I have swatched it and I know what it's like. But the Undress palette from MUA is a very good dupe for the Naked palette, and I think I mentioned that in my yearly favourites. But definitely check that out if you can't afford the Urban Decay Naked palette. It's the Naked 1 palette, like the first one, but it's an excellent dupe. All the colours are pretty much the same. Some of the colours in the MUA ones aren't quite as pigmented, but they still give quite good payoff. And some of them might be very slightly different, but only slightly. But that's probably one of the best dupes that I've come across so far. And last question is number 8, product that isn't worth the hype. Now, the product that I chose is actually one of my love-hate products. Sometimes I really love it and sometimes I don't, but I honestly don't think it's worth the hype, and it's the Revlon Colour Stay Foundation. Yes, it's a fantastic pigmentation, fantastic coverage, but it has a lot of problems as well. For one, I find it really thick and sometimes quite heavy. I find it really hard to blend out as well. It dries really quickly, so you have to work very fast. So I would say out of everything, that is probably the one that I would say is least worth the hype. So that's pretty much everything for the drugstore makeup tag. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. So bye bye.